Hello, welcome to Popcorn and Blood Holes. I'm excited now. This is my excited voice.
Oh, you go robot mode
Did
when
I
you're
do it?
excited.
Oh,
That
he did
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah,
That was a step up.
thank you.
Step up from hell.
Step up from barely alive.
Step up from
Hey, man.
flatlining.
It's a step up. Thank you.
You didn't quite reach human, but you're
got
it's a
close,
step
right?
up.
Thank you. I'm trying. I figure if I work around human, I'll get there eventually. Welcome to World War II month.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
It is.
It is technically. We are watching 4 movies in and around the themes of World War II to celebrate the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Woot.
Are you awake, Spencer?
Spencer's excited.
I
You
said
look-
woot.
He said, "Wood, what do you want?"
What do you want from me?
He looks comatose.
You guys can't see this because this is an audio podcast, but his head is lolling and he's drooling. But otherwise,
He's slipping away.
Apparently, Spencer's not excited about the Nazis losing the war 80 years ago.
Christ.
That sounds like a loaded
Oh my
statement.
That's what we do here.
I am happy the Nazis lost.
Great job, Spencer.
Contrary to popular belief.
Controversial yet brave
Your
statement.
mouth says your mouth is saying the right things, but your body language don't compute. Don't
Fine.
compute.
It's fine. Well, Chris, welcome back to the audio-only version of the podcast. Thank you for joining
Good to
us
be
once
back.
again. I hope you enjoyed
What-
your hiatus.
What do you mean? What do you mean the audio version? Oh, version? Like what? There's
Well,
another version I'm
He
not
is
aware
talking
of.
a lot about what Spencer is visually
Someone
doing
has
that
to.
no one else can see.
He forgot
I
how this
forget
works.
shit.
Let's
Well,
check it.
I can't not comment on what my eyes doth see. He looks like he's slipping away.
Chris, I'm just so excited you're back. I just want to say woot.
There you go.
I stand
Woot to you.
corrected.
So, also joining me besides Chris is Luciano
Yeah, I guess I'm here.
and the Woot Master himself.
Woot.
I am Woot.
Yeah. Opa,
It's,
Opa Gangnam Style.
it's Matt's contagious.
Yeah, I was gonna
Spencer
say.
is losing energy.
My excitement.
I'm filling in for Matt's lack
I
of
came
energy.
back at a very interesting time. Like something happened and the dilithium crystals have changed the DNA of both Matt and Spencer. It's one of those classic switcheroo episodes.
It really is. Speaking of switcheroos, we watched
Wait, what?
the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. That's a professional segue, sir.
Filled with switcheroos from top to bottom.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which I believe you guys told me earlier is the Till Schweiger vehicle, if I'm not mistaken.
Till Schweiger.
That,
Till Schweiger vehicle.
English, nice and
Here,
bright
it's coming, y'all.
niceness.
Buckle up. Yeah, just, disclaimer. It's coming.
You guys, so just to be clear, you guys did not want to go with like Henry Cavill.
Who?
Yeah, okay.
This is also a special episode where we ask Spencer who played what and just let the shit ride.
That's not special.
The
That's
Jameis.
not special.
What about the Jameis
The
vehicle?
Jameis.
Who?
Yeah.
Here's the mind killer.
Babs Olusan Mukan. Hopefully I got that not totally wrong.
Yeah, just say Jameis is
Her
better.
name's Babs?
His.
His name.
Did you watch Dune 2?
Oh,
We did a podcast
sorry.
about that too.
Oh, Jamis.
God
Y'all in
damn
for a
it,
good
Spencer.
time. We're going to have a good time.
Let's just get into this movie. Spencer,
Yep.
or anyone, maybe not Spencer since I'm not sure you watched this movie.
Woot.
What did you enjoy about this movie?
Oh, there's plenty to enjoy. It was fun.
Could you be?
Didn't take itself too seriously. If I had to, I don't know what I would pick. Like the one thing that I would pick that is my favorite.
I got
Oh
one.
my god.
Go
Good,
for it.
you go. Let Luciano stop vamping and let's have some fun.
Real talk. It's like opening like the first first 10 minutes of the movie. Soon as Carrie Elves let's March Phillips out and gives him his marching orders and briefs him while Phillips is pilfering this, that, and the other, walks out with the new coat, takes the man's coat too. Like, it's just so nonchalant. I love Henry Cavill. Hats off to him. Full on, steps outside and offers the guards on duty, genuinely offers, and they're like, you know what? You know what, Buckets? I think we do deserve tips. Yeah. You're right. And then Phillips is like, fuck you. You ain't getting none of this. I just got out. No. Fuck you! I'm taking all of it. I'm keeping it.
You like how he pilfered and
pump faked.
What's
pilfered
the word?
And pump faked.
Pump faked him.
He broke ankles in that 30 seconds.
What's that thing that people say when they're like people don't share joints in like smoking circles?
Puff.
Stop
hogging.
Stop. Not hogging. There's another word for it. Whatever.
Boat guarding. That feels
racist.
Stop
boat. Is it?
Bogarting.
Then that's not the word I was going to say.
I just feel like it could. Well, maybe it's Henry Bogarting. I don't know.
What's that Pauly Shore old bit? It was like needing the juice or weeding
Hey
the
man,
juice.
nah, it's too soon. It's
Pauly
too
Shore?
soon.
Did he do something wrong?
What happened? What happened to Pauly Shore?
We're talking about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
What's wrong with Pauly Shore? He's not in this fucking movie.
Wasn't he?
We haven't even gotten through what everybody liked with this movie.
Finally, I
Let's
get to
you one.
use
All right, okay, all right.
Please.
Spencer's misguided.
Chris, you brought your insanity back.
Yeah, I like just the way that Henry Cavill played like Gus throughout the movie, like just the deadpan humor and the fucking psychosis that he displayed when he walks into the Nazi camp and like starts shooting people with the glee in his face and the tongue out. I was like, okay, I'm here for this.
It was a little different for him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I appreciated just the opening scene where him and Anders are on the ship as a Swedish fisherman fucking with the Nazis and joking. Oh, he's very scary.
Oh no! Shoot him! I'll give you 10 francs.
He really hates the Nazis.
Yeah,
he deserves it. He hates Nazis.
yeah, that seems really fun for me.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna say that. So
suck it.
that was my favorite part, and it kind of set up the movie to be more fun than it was. I mean, it was still fun, but I thought that was like a good opening. I liked when the Nazis got shot, especially.
You liked a lot of this movie then.
Then I liked a lot of it. That's true. I you know what? Call me old fashioned, but I never get sick of watching Nazis get killed.
Yep.
And
always a good time.
And I liked the killing of the main Nazi
lure
with the gun with the shot to the head. That was kind of like
the hidden gun or whatever it's called.
The Darren.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
It was the pussy
Chris?
gun.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I think it's called a Derringer. Those little pistols.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that scene when
vagina buckshot.
Vagina buckshot.
Is this how Ian Fleming came up with his character names?
Hey.
Oh yeah, there you go. We cracked that code.
Easily.
Yeah.
I feel like we should call her 8 Vagina. No.
That's
It's a little too on the nose.
Yeah, let's make it a little classier.
Pussy
Let's
hold
class it
on,
up
let's
a
put some
bit.
respect on this thing. Pussy galore.
Yeah.
We'll save that for the
Lots.
sequel.
Yeah, that's good. I like that for you. Okay. Now, just asking questions. All right. We ask a nice question, as always, to start with the movie. And then we don't know where we're headed. Sometimes it's Madam Web, and we head down a dark abyss.
I
Sometimes
never
it's
saw that
not.
movie.
Well, we wish we didn't. But let's talk about this movie. I have one sort of... it's a big question. It's not going to be a plot hole for regular fans who know how we do this. It's not a plot hole because lots of movies do this. But let's talk about the Nazi soldiers for a second. What are they doing in this movie besides being bullet sponges?
Dying a lot.
They're looking in every direction, but where there are threats.
Yeah.
For the most part,
I found it particularly two of those scenes were particularly egregious to me. The one where Heron is planting the bomb and there's like 3 Nazi soldiers come in and find him, and he has, it's not from the pussy, but he also has a Derringer, and he manages to shoot 2, and the gun jams, and for like what feels like 45, maybe 30, maybe an hour, the Nazi guy tries to like get his gun out, and there's time for him to still die. And when Gus and I don't remember the name of the Irish dude,
Hazy.
were walking, Hazy, yes, and he goes, "Not yet," and then he walks up to the 3 Nazis and he shoots them so slowly, so slowly, and they're all like just looking. Oh, I wonder why there's blood in my friend's forehead or something. I was like, what is happening?
They did not see that
Hey, got it.
That's going to be the last time.
In their defense, there's a reason why they didn't see it coming, and we'll talk about that in the plot holes. That's
coming.
foreshadowing.
Why did they
kids.
not see it coming? Is the question.
Nice, but we're not gonna say it now. We're foreshadowing, Spencer.
No, I do not see what you're driving at here.
I need you to not do what you're doing. I'm sorry. I couldn't make it work.
Nice.
You just gotta speak your truth.
That's right.
I need you to not seem so idiotic.
Okay, now we're just not too far.
No, I do not see what you mean. Not.
Okay.
See?
So the movie, we are introduced to the Ministry of People, led by Henry Cavill. We have Anders Lawson, the Swedish, Norwegian, whoever.
Oh, that's what his
Danish.
name was.
Played by
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Lassen. I keep saying Larson,
Yeah, I
but
thought
it's
it was
Lassen in case
Yeah,
I say Larson.
They call him the
I was
Danish
gonna
hammer.
correct you.
Yeah, the Danish
That
hammer.
sounds
That's
tasty.
right. So he's not even.
I
Yeah.
want a Danish now. But anyway.
Yeah. What if it's his penis?
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I'd
just
be
ask-
lucky.
ask
I'd be
questions.
lucky, wouldn't I?
Yeah,
You know?
fair enough. We also have Jeffrey Appleyard, Marjorie Stewart, Heron, Henry Hayes, and then Freddie Alvarez, who, even though Freddie Alvarez has a very strong Spanish name, is played by Henry Golding.
Yes.
And doesn't sound Spanish at
No.
all in the movie.
I mean, why would
He was
he?
full on British. It sounded to me.
Yeah.
He sounded exactly like Henry Cavill, where if I wasn't looking at the screen, which does happen
Henry
sometimes.
Golding.
Sounded
Yeah,
exactly
I-
like
I
Henry
didn't-
Gooding
I
would.
didn't know which one was
Henry
which.
Golding is a Brit, so
Yeah.
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 So there you have
It's
it.
facts, logic, accepted.
And Carrie Ooze.
How do you pronounce his last name really? though?
Elves.
Ellis.
Elwes.
Elves. Yeah.
No.
Like the Lord of the
I
Rings.
try to
people.
put respect on it, but I always feel like I'm messing it up. Oh yes, that's right.
I don't think anybody knows how to say his last
Because
name.
it phonetically looks.
No one ever
right.
will.
Phonetically,
never
it's-
says it.
It says Elwes.
Elwes.
Hey, I was right.
Really?
Cool.
So it
Yeah.
is. Okay.
I was making a
I did
joke.
not see that coming.
And I will never call him that. It will always be Carrie Elves for me.
Listen, the very thing they find unattractive is what I find attractive.
Points.
I really appreciate that Carrie Elwes has decided to just play the same character in a bunch of movies now.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Finally able to use his own accent after
Yeah.
like 30 years of a career pretending to be American.
Yeah, I mean, he does a very good job. It dawned on me
Yeah.
that he's not American. He's
Yeah, I was surprised too when I found out.
Sorry, I don't know why he didn't get to use it in fucking Princess Bride, but that's not here nor there.
Yeah.
Struggling.
How dare you?
Well, let's talk about this movie some more.
Anyway, so
Anybody want to talk about the movie?
Nazis.
Anybody?
Tangent over.
Nazis.
I mean, the Nazis. I agree. The Nazis in this movie were comic. This almost had like a cartoony feel to it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like the whole movie was like at no point did any of the main characters have any trouble with the Nazis, no matter how many there were. There was no sense of danger for them at any time because the Nazis were literally like, whoa, like
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
into the room where
Yeah.
they're just getting shot one after the other.
Well, it's funny because while it was a fun movie, it at times felt, and I couldn't tell if this was because I've seen so many World War II movies, but at times it felt like I don't care. Like the story is relatively interesting, but it's just like there's no danger here. These guys can't die. So what's the excitement level to the movie? What am I?
Well, yeah,
what am
that's
I
what I was
watching this
saying. Like
for?
they never. I was kind of hoping that in the final act there'd be like some
Consequences.
One of them would die or
consequences to
something.
the action, or at least feel like that they're in danger at one point. Like even when like they're in that ship, was it a ship or there's like a hallway where you know where the guy?
It was a ship. What the fuck, dude?
Listen, if you know
No,
when he found
it
the
wasn't
axe,
a ship. It was just a house with very, very tight corridors.
It was
and
yeah.
airtight doors.
You know
Don't
the
you have
scene when
one of those,
they're
man?
in that building that was underwater with hallways,
I think
circular windows.
It's a floating submarine. I think that's the name of them.
Got it.
Yeah.
So they're in that underwater house, and the scene where he takes the axe out and he starts killing guys, and there's just like so many guys, and it looks like they're getting the jump on them, and then like the odd like non-main character would get shot, but they'd always be like,
all the Camp Billy's guys get
yeah, they're just getting
Even-
shot left and right,
yeah.
and then they're like, meanwhile, it almost seems like the main guys are like moving in slow motion. They're so like uninterested in even fighting them.
Well, even before he gets the axe, like he goes into a boat full of people with like guns, and he has one bow and arrow, and he kills all of them point blank with the fucking bow and arrow. So it's not. There's
You know
no
what,
danger
though?
to any of them.
You know what I'll say? It still was more impressive and more scary than the fucking space staff from Rebel Moon.
I thought we
Harvest
were
Moon.
banned from bringing up Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon.
Harvest
Zack
Moon.
Snyder
That's right.
rebrand?
Yes, Harvest Moon.
Yeah, we renamed it. Yes.
Yeah.
Saw that movie, unfortunately.
No, but I think that's one of the challenges of this movie is like even though they presented like the different situations where the intel changed and so the plan had to change, it's almost like I expect that and like what is it turned out to be a heist movie even though it was like a blow up movie, but the whole thing felt like a heist movie from the setup when Mark Phillips describes his crew and like all that
And rescues Appleyard and
Very Ocean's 11, like
very much so.
I need you to put together a team
See?
full of attractive men.
Yeah. So like I don't know. It just felt like it was nothing. There's nothing wrong with the movie, but it just was like not suspenseful.
Yeah,
It's a weird
like,
tone to go with for a true
It's also-
story. I will say that. No, it's just that's it. It's like for a true story, it's like played for laughs almost.
laughs. Yeah,
When it's like I could see you doing that with like a made up story, but these are like real people that I'm pretty sure the real scenario was probably fucking terrifying and like they're like actual heroes who stopped like the war from going towards the Nazis, and it's just like, hey, look, we're having a good old time, isn't that right, chum? Oh yes, we are. Another Nazi falling into the traps.
Harry Cavill calls Camp Billy "old boy"
Frequently.
a bunch of times. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh boy, how about we have another fight with the old Nazis there?
It's a
Oh.
drinking game in and of itself.
yeah.
I think you bring up a good point, Spencer, and I think one of the challenges is like it's fine to have fun with the movie, right? All good action movies have a little bit of comedy, but it's like they're cavalier about everything and they joke around, and even though they had to come up with a new plan, like all fucking Henry Cavill does is walk along in broad daylight with this like silent submachine gun, shooting guys and waving his tongue around. And like it's funny in the first time, but the second time it's just like
and like talking full volume too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's using silenced guns, but he's also like another Nazi down in the dumps. Am I right,
That
old
was so
chum?
funny.
Like who's that guy?
I just wish they would have changed the formula in when they went to was it Fernando Poe?
Fernando Poe, yeah.
When they went to Fernando Poe. Like I know it was dark
when-
out, but like he still just fucking strolled around in his Nazi hat and jacket.
From afar,
Yeah,
works.
it would have been better if like the stakes felt higher when they find
At least-
out. Oh, we're gonna be late if we don't rush. Oh, we can't sink the fucking boat. Like it would be if it was a little bit less cavalier. Like their attitude was less cavalier about the whole thing. When they got there and saw that things went to shit, maybe it would have been a bit like more. Don't know if I want to say better, but at least a little bit more credible. I
mean,
guess.
it really could have used a scene where like they're screwed. You know, like where the Nazi has them all down. The main bad guy has like a gun on Henry Cavill, and it seems like they have no way out. And it's like actually like they're like, well, it looks like we're going down with the ship, old chum. You know, and it's like they actually think they're like screwed.
What
but then
is
something
this
happens.
accent?
And they escape.
Boy,
Listen, old chum.
guess we're going down with the
Can you
ship.
just do Michael Caine and like be done with it?
What Michael Caine?
I was there.
That-
I was transported.
Nailed it.
Looks like we're going down with the ship, oh Michael Caine.
You have to say Michael Caine every other word
At the beginning of it, the end of every
That's right.
sentence.
It's
Michael
the
Caine.
evolved.
Oh, we have to go
it's
down
the
with the
evolved
ship,
Team
Michael.
America, Matt Damon. But that said,
Michael Caine.
This movie was like, it's like they were playing it on story mode and not normal, hard, or
that's a good way of putting
It's
it.
like, I want to go through. Let's just switch it to story mode, and we'll have a good old time, old boy.
We're gonna have fun.
Just want to see the they say the water rendering. This is amazing. I just want to see it. Yeah.
Well, there's some good set pieces. I'd like to get to those.
The costume party is just to die for.
Yeah, I would. That's why I also felt that. I'm like the Nazis are like NPCs, like they're just like characters.
But like Chris says, story mode NPCs.
Story mode NPCs, like literally, like when you're like stealthing in a mission where like you can't fail it, and they're like, and you walk right in front of them, they're like, "Huh?
What
was that?
Oh, I'm gonna go into stealth. Like you're just crouched in the middle of the room and you're stealth.
Yeah, and the guy's just like, "What was that?"
I wonder where could have gone.
Probably my imagination.
Their observation cones haven't intersected
they have
on
the
you.
yellow cone.
And flip like
That's the perfect way of describing it. This is a movie played in story mode. Yes.
The other interesting thing I found about the movie is, and obviously, this movie is based on a book that was written the book was based off of unclassified documents from Churchill, from like the 2016 maybe.
Yeah.
Was it declassified like way later, or was it declassified like right after the mission?
No, it was
declassified now in 2016.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then they went and made a light comedy about it.
Yeah, they made a lighthearted romantic comedy.
That's Guy Ritchie's No Romance, sir.
They fell in love with killing Nazis.
That's fair. But
No, they were in love with that before the movie.
Yeah,
that's true.
So no, but the question I was going to ask or say was like there are, 5 people on the main crew and then 2 other people on the island crew, and like of the main crew, I was like I was expecting Appleyard to like betray them only because I didn't understand what his actual job was on the crew. Because
I thought Camp Billy were going to betray him.
Or something, because like you have the problem was like they all kind of crossed over jobs, right? Like if you think about Ocean's 11 is like everyone has a job and like they mostly just stay in their lane and do their job. But like the guy was Hayes, the Irish guy. He was the
sailor.
The sailor. But like none of his sailing was actually impactful to the story. Anybody could have been the sailor. He didn't have to do any like
what
what
do you mean? Henry Cavill asks him twice, "Can we do it, Halsey?"
Yeah.
Can we
I'll do
sail
my
there?
best. I'll do my best.
Conor McGregor.
Yes, where did you come from? We missed you. But don't forget, Phillips trained Hazy. I think it was Hazy, but anyways, he trained him, and so that's kind of like as a designer, it's like why you build a design system so you can go focus on other stuff. So you train up.
Oh, that was
what?
Like that was a tangent. Like I don't like.
Nah,
wow.
bro. It's an inside thing. But anyways, you train someone up so that they can take over X amount of responsibility so you can focus on the other responsibilities.
What?
Yeah, but
what
I
do you
think
focus on?
Being suave.
Matt's point is like we never see it, right?
And kleptomania.
I just imagine the people like who like this was based off, like the real life people watching this movie, and the guy and just being like, I don't remember killing 8 guys with one bow and arrow. Like just like so. That's not quite how I remember it.
I don't remember going so much.
I don't remember being 270 pounds of pure steroid muscle.
You're telling me Anders Lawson didn't sit there. It's like, I don't eat Nazi hearts.
Yeah, I don't eat a barrel.
I mean, I had a
hearts.
barrel, but I didn't put hearts in them.
So it's like because everyone doesn't actually get to be like a stylized character. They're all everyman. It's like you don't get attached to them or be like get them. I don't care about them, right? Like they're like I care about Henry Cavill. And I care about Anders Lee because they show up first and they have obviously different jobs. And then
Yeah.
Hayes and Henry Golding Alvarez are completely interchangeable to me.
No,
and
at
then
least the one
Appleyard
guy was
shows
the
up.
explosive guy.
Sure,
Freddie.
but then fucking Lawson stole his job.
Yeah, why does he do the bombs? I was wondering that too.
Because like
And then he said, "Oh, how long was that
We'll
fuse?"
find out.
I guess we'll
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah, the bomb guy doesn't even do the bomb. So I'm just like, what are we doing here with this? Like at least Heron and Marjorie did their things, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
did.
Marjorie's, what was Marjorie's thing actually? In
Yeah,
this?
that's a good question.
Because like
I was
she's-
wondering the same thing.
she's there to like distract the Fuhrer
No.
from what?
The Führer. That
you
is the
totally
Führer
did
now.
not.
Sorry.
No, you can't
Not-
take that back. You can't backpedal.
Not the Fuhrer, the lurer.
No.
My
lurer.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did not see
well
that.
played, sir.
What I understood was she was there like to first obviously to do the whole like briefcase switcheroo thing, which I guess we
That's
can talk
why she
about
was
later.
there.
That was one
Let me
thing.
help you. Espionage.
Well, but that's too
Well,
generic. That's
go
like
from
saying
there.
what
Start
was
from
Freddie
there.
there for? Murder.
Start from there.
Sure.
So
Spy.
spy games.
You spying.
No.
Yeah.
So they said her job was to seduce.
Well, to
The
keep lure away
Stiglitz.
from the docks.
Yeah, keep him busy.
Yeah.
Why?
Which she, in the end she failed. Well, because
What
the
could
whole
he
thing,
have done at the docks?
The whole thing was
He-
that
if he was at the docks, he would have been shot in the back of the head while looking
actually
at the stars.
It might have been better to just let him go. Just let him go there. It's fine.
Yeah,
He would have been diddling his thumbs like, do better. Shot in the back of the
Because-
fucking head.
He puts on faces, but he isn't any better than the rest, right?
I was kind of
He get-
disappointed that he never interacted with the Inglorious Bastards. I mean, the Ungentlemen.
Yeah.
thank you.
I was disappointed in that as well.
And then he just gets like like I liked when he got shot in the face. Like I said, that was like my favorite part. But I would have liked if they like, I don't want to say saved her because that's so tropey.
She saved herself.
But at least if it would be good
Provided
if
distraction at the very least.
it would have been good if like they like busted in and fucked up that whole party, and then the girl saves them.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
when
I-
they get finally the Nazis actually able to do something against them for
I
once.
think the problem was, at least for me, that like for what it was written, they gave Marjorie a lot of screen time where she wasn't doing much except for showing off outfits.
How dare you?
It's true. It's not like I wish she had a better part to
patriarchy
play.
is alive and well.
Highlight of the movie.
Yeah, that was a good part.
No, I understand what she was there for. I don't think like it makes sense, but it was played up too much, I guess.
I don't.
In what she
Yeah,
actually did.
I actually found that like it's I like her scenes were fine, but I did find that it was like there were a lot of that where it took away from where I was like, I kind of want to see Henry Cavill and those guys do something because they're kind of just like boating right, for like a lot of the
Yeah.
movie while she's seducing him for no. Like if she had a goal while seducing him, like needing to get something from him, it would have made it more meaningful.
She happens to get information from him,
To-
but that
that-
is
to me-
sheer dumb luck because it's just
Yeah.
the fucking Frankenstein Italian caricature for no reason whatsoever,
Yeah.
popping
Just-
off about the armor.
Just told her. Yeah.
My- My boat, it's so strong now.
Yeah.
It's got a reinforcement.
Let me tell you what I thought was completely superfluous with her. It was like the whole, I have this gold thing. I'm a gold dealer. Like what was that the point of that at all?
Yeah,
It's like,
that was just to insinuate that she had to work with Jews.
well, sure, but like
Value. Like, I'm going to make you rich.
it didn't
So it was
really
money.
change anything because in the end she got to him because she was like clever and obviously sexy.
Yeah,
That's why he was interested in her, not because she could give
I guess
him
that was,
better deal in gold or whatever.
but that was like her way of getting to talk to him at all. I guess.
Sex didn't
Sure.
really.
And
seemed like a
then-
Sex didn't really
stretch.
feel like it was on the table. Like she's like, I can make you a lot of money, and if you don't like my work, don't pay me. He's like, shit, I could test. I already got a good thing going, but maybe I can make even more money with zero risk. To me, that made sense.
Did you watch this movie?
Yeah,
Sex
did you
got on
actually?
the table real fast after
Yeah.
that.
After that,
But
but
then,
even
but then he was like, she's
But
a
that's
little
my
too
point.
smart, and then that didn't go
but,
anywhere.
and directly after that, I think that Marjorie was the only member of the crew that this story painted as someone who was facing the most danger because of
The actual danger,
For
yeah,
sure,
that's true.
and
for
that
sure.
was chilling for
That
me.
is
And
true.
I was like, shit.
And then especially the scene where she slipped up and she made 3 with these fingers instead of the regular 3
I
fingers.
literally.
Oh no! Sorry, she said "Avita" say in Yiddish instead of saying it in German.
I literally wrote down it's very Inglorious Bastards of this
Yeah,
movie
right.
to do that.
The Germans do 33 like this. I don't know what accent I'm doing now.
And
No one knows.
Nobody
No,
knows.
it's
Yeah.
a new accent.
This is Michael Caine's German.
It's Michael Caine's German accent.
It's Mikkel Kane.
Michael Caine.
Cocaine. That explains it all.
But yeah, I mean that I agree. Like her scenes seemed like more real, like spy work, and then theirs was like
Bumbling in the sea.
like Conor McGregor
Yeah.
coming into the bar.
Well, that's the interesting thing, right? Is her character, the way her character was described, I have no idea what she was doing there. But how her character was used was the only interesting part of the movie because she was the only person actually undertaking dangerous missions and with the chance
to
of being
what
Ron
caught.
end?
Heron.
To what end?
Yeah,
But that's to
to lure that
No,
one
Hey.
guy.
to lure him away,
Yeah.
But let's
to
act
lure
like,
her, the Führer her. Wait, to lure her, to
lure.
lure her. Nah, I can't get it
to
there.
lure the lure.
Lord of the
But
lure.
let's act
lure.
like-
Anyway.
Chris and Luciano, you guys said that because me and Matt were saying we think her role was pointless, other than the luck
Stop.
of finding out information.
It's not
But, like-
pointless. It was played up too much.
But
That's
what
it.
was her goal to seduce him?
So, but what the movie says to keep
Yes.
him from finding out what they were doing because he would be able to call
Reinforcements or
everybody. Because what I understood was Heron was going to throw 2 parties. He said, and every officer would be in the costume party, and every soldier and sailor was going to be in the other party, except for him because he's a sourpuss and he doesn't like parties. His idea of a party is torturing people. That's what that was. And so they needed someone to keep him specifically out of the way, and that's what she was there for.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I don't, to Spencer's point, what did keeping him away from the docks on the night in question do?
Listen, the movie isn't self-aware enough to know that all the Nazis are useless. So
Maybe-
they needed to do it.
maybe the point was just to get him to the party. Then that's all. So he was.
But
Yeah.
I just don't know what. Like they didn't describe to me what he can do as.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
the
But
guy.
he-
veiled threat, really and truly. But go ahead, finish your sentence.
Yeah, no, you're right, Chris. Like, you need to tell me what he'll do if he's at the dock. Because I was just like, he's just
it's not
one
clear.
captain. Like, if they're all fucked off at the party, you think they're gonna? He's like, get to the dock. The Germans are coming. Whatever. Like, fuck.
Wow.
Get to the docker. Get to the docker.
They're not Austrians, man.
Hitler's actually close enough.
let's have a dark,
Come on, I'm here.
Come on! The boat is leaving!
dark party, Julius. Anyways,
Go on, Julius Caesar. Get to the docker.
I wish they had gotten
it
Arnie
now!
to play Lure. That would have been
so
fun.
Heron and Marjorie were a partner team, right? So and I like that for their role on like in that port, right?
Sure.
Yeah. The way the story sets up, and I'll make this very quick. The way that they set this story up at that port is that Lure is the brains of that entire operation. Not saying it was effective enough, but as soon as everything went to shit for them,
It wasn't a big brain. It might have been a smooth brain, but still
he
the
was
brain.
the biggest, like air quotes, he was the biggest brain in that area, right? So then when the plan,
I want all my men on the docker with earplugs.
right?
I want it now.
So then when
Earplugs and sunglasses at
Protect
night.
your ears. The submarine's gonna be very loud.
the girls, they do nothing. So when everything starts blowing up and the crew starts stealing and the new adjusted plan goes into action, he's calling all the shots. That's the only moment where his like brain or strategy comes to bear. But before that, he's just scary, and that's the way they framed him for us before that set piece. So I agree, he's not that big of a threat until shit hit the fan and they were now reacting to the Ministry crew's plan.
Yeah, it feels like, they put the only woman of the group in the most danger for no good reason. That's what it feels like.
That was the vibe I got.
Over and
I got
over
the
again,
vibe,
especially on the train. But go on.
Yeah.
And this is based on a true story. So like, and she was a real lady. So what was the real lady's job?
I mean,
Well,
I didn't dig too far into it, but the real lady's job would have been to be nowhere near any of that.
Yeah, what I read when I read a little bit is that she wasn't like a Mata Hari sort of character. She was more like part of the planning of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not like someone who
Boots on
was
the
like
ground.
in there.
She didn't go on the mission, right?
Yeah, like she wasn't.
Think about it. Her claim to fame was that she helped do stuff and then she married March Phillips. Like they didn't even say
her
what
claim
happened.
to fame is that she was a very famous actress in the 50s, but
Sure. Yeah. But like, yeah, I guess that's. But it's like it had nothing to do with her involvement.
No,
because it was
no.
clearly a large fabrication. Right? It's like Heron. Heron clearly didn't exist at all.
Yeah.
So they that makes sense because it seems like the writers didn't really know what to do with her, and they're we'll just have her.
I think she was created. Sorry,
Modified.
She was a person in the group, but they used her to do exactly what they did in the movie. They wanted to have someone who had real stakes because without her, there are literally no
Story
stakes.
mode.
Yeah.
You could make the guys in constant bullet
Under
with
fire
Nazis
by larger numbers of people.
that could have had stakes, but they chose to make it. And this is going to be taken out of context, and it's going to sound horrible. But in this movie, I was actually cheering for the Nazis at certain
Because they got
points.
slapped around
Oh my
so
God.
much.
No,
how
because
could that possibly be taken out of context?
as a movie, I wanted to have some sense
Struggle.
of
Conflict.
stakes. Yeah, like it's just like I was like, okay, come on, the Nazis have to do something to make them feel like an enemy, like that's like actually of some
like
threat.
how come they need all of this, secret plan to prevent the U-boats from being serviced or whatever? Because if this is how all the Nazis are, why are we worrying about them?
Yeah, it's like we have 5 men. We could take down half the base. Let's send 10 and fucking kill them all.
Yeah,
Let's take it over.
let's grab 30. Let's go to Germany.
Let's get into this here because I think we're at a good spot to talk about our plot hole. I think the best way to just talk about, I don't know if it's fair to say silence is the plot hole.
Silence.
Silence.
If it's the lack of senses, sound, but essentially our plot hole of this movie is that it coincides a bit with the Nazis not noticing anything, but I'll just nail the thing that I saw most on the head, and we'll spin out from there. Silencers don't work like that at all.
No.
Silencers don't make things silent; they make them less loud, and certainly it is a lot less effective on a machine gun than it is on a pistol.
There's also the fact that a silencer tends to make the bullets like slower a little
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
So
Also,
like,
I imagine silencer tech back then
It's more crude.
Yeah.
was even worse than
Also-
now.
that's a good
100%.
point too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that, like, did they have silenced M40 assault rifles?
I'm not sure.
In
But
World War
even
II?
assuming they did, it wouldn't have been. Nowadays, silencers aren't that good. They certainly wouldn't have been, 80 years ago, for sure.
It reminded me of that scene in John Wick where they're having the silencer fight in the middle of the crowds.
Yeah, and nobody
they're-
even sees it. The silencer is so good that nobody sees the shot. They're
They were
shooting,
just doing their own business. It's just like, and that was what it felt like. He'd just walk up and he would shoot a guy like 4 times with his machine gun while the other guy was literally standing next to him, just looking in the other direction. And I'm just
Well-
like, I don't think that's how
sound
brains
works.
work. Like
Yeah.
sound alone. Like even if someone just fell over behind you, you'd be like, "What was that?"
Yeah, there's a scene when they're walking on that pier where there's like two boats or like a boat and like a watchtower or something, where there's clearly you can see clearly a guy on like the top right of your screen, and they shoot like 7 people on that boat, and the guy's just looking there. It's like, I wonder what those people are falling over.
Everyone's so sleepy today.
That deck must be really slippery.
That
Yeah,
brat
yeah.
worst last
Yeah.
night, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It was the black bread. That was the one.
That whole thing in the like restaurant car was actually really funny. When they go,
We're not talking about that. We're talking about silencers. Shut up.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't. Even if the silencers were perfect, like to Spencer's point, if you're sitting down and the person next to you falls over screaming from a shot, you don't just go, that is peculiar. Like, like you
You go back to your business. That's what you do.
react.
Imagination.
You mind your business. You keep it moving.
I mean, and like we're realistic, right? Like they use silencers in movies all the time, and a lot of time they're used
It's always like that,
improperly.
yeah.
And I'll let it pass for most parts, but they did that in every gunfight in this entire movie.
The reason why it's a plot hole is that it is a half of the movie or more that lets them do all the things they're doing.
Like
Technically, also, sorry, Spencer, I just want to bring up that we also noticed that Lawson was using a bow and arrow, which obviously would be more silent than a gun. But it's
Still not silent.
It's not silent. Also, how strong he is has nothing to do with his ability to put an arrow through people. His little wooden bow would not allow him to shoot an arrow through 2 people.
No, you don't get it, man. He's fucking ripped.
It doesn't
he's
matter.
ripped.
The bow can't transfer all that energy into
you certain of that,
3
though?
people.
The bow's not doing
Yeah.
anything. He's just throwing it.
That's why they have things like composite bows, like the new bows. The bows people use today are strong enough to do all that work.
Yeah, but composite bows are used by like weak people.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how strong you are.
Yeah, like if you're strong, you can just use a stick.
Yeah, but he's not using
Which
a stick.
he did.
And then great, he can push it through 16 guys. But when you're using the bow and arrow, the bow and how tense the string can be is the limiting factor. It's how much strength he can transfer to it. Anyways, that's my nerd corner for the day.
No, you're right. If you
you're
ever
100%.
shot a bow, it's exactly like that.
And I don't know about you guys, but in the first scene where they're breaking Appleby out of prison,
Applebee's.
Just let it go.
I don't know.
Let him
Applebee's.
cook. Let him cook. He's peeled it.
That's real close. Let him have this one.
Yeah, fair.
the jacked guy,
Lawson.
Alan
Rickman.
Richardson. Alan
No, it's
Richardson.
Alan
Alan Richardson.
It's Tad.
But in the first scene where they're breaking Appleby out of the prison, they go in with their silenced guns, and I don't know if you did, but they kept cutting to this car or like a tank, and the engine is going off.
Of car,
Yeah, but at least that I was like, oh, okay, they're timing it, so they're shooting while the engine's going like, and I was like, okay, but then then they're on a quiet pier at the end of the movie, it's like at night, it's like you can hear like a frog croaking in the background, and it's like,
but there's a loud party.
Not just that, like
fucking
at
who's
night,
playing at the party? Slipknot.
like basically
Put some respect on the band,
like-
the in-house band, sir. They were jamming.
The problem
Foxtrot.
with it being at night too is that the silencer doesn't kill the muzzle flash.
No.
And there's like, no, fuck it. It's just gonna because it doesn't even show the muzzle flash in a lot of the time. It's just like he's shooting with like a pea shooter or something.
And it didn't help that he was shooting so nonchalantly all the time.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't even be
never
bothered to lift the gun up.
But
He's like,
all from the hip. Yeah.
if I wanted,
he's like, well, another one down,
if I
old
wanted
chum.
to argue that,
Another fish on the bucket.
That's the element. That's what the element of surprise will get you, though. That degree of nonchalant. Like, listen, I give you points for them for like there should have been a muzzle flash. The silencers weren't really working well, but at the same time, but like throughout the entire story mode gameplay aside for the crew, they were quite chill. Like they were like auto lock headshots, auto lock shoot to kill.
It's
Yeah, because they
story
had
mode
nothing to
has aim
fucking
assist.
worry
Everybody
about.
knows it. Everybody knows it has aim assist.
It's true. Heavy aim
Yeah,
assist.
it's easy to be chalant when there's fucking when the Nazis see you and they're like can't. First of all, they don't see you. When they do see you, they can't get their gun out of their fucking
Yeah.
holsters.
He's
That
got
scene
one
was so
shot.
ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, it was no, like a lot of those scenes with the Nazis, like when they surprise them and then they get shot, there's like something out of Three Stooges, really.
Totally.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yes. They failed. That's what you get when you go to
It's,
Nazi dry college.
I think it like the main problem with that is that like a movie that could have been a lot more interesting, a lot more engaging. It was just
More?
like, oh, that's fun.
Well, it's the over reliance. I mean, it's the second part of when you go through the plot hole. It's like, how do you fix the movie, right? So we're relying too much on stealth mode for this crew when they aren't trying to be stealthy. Like, yeah, they called it out
Yeah.
the one time, but they're not really doing a great job of being stealthy. Very at all often. I don't know why I'm getting stumbled on that, but they don't do it. And so, like, how do you do it? The cover of car is fine to some degree. I think it's the repeat. I don't think the movie needed. I understand you want to do stealth mode because it's nighttime, and nighttime is just like breeds stealth mode.
It's also the only way you can have like 5 guys kill
Yeah.
Right.
100 people.
But I think the idea, the base they put Applebee, as Spencer's calls him, the restaurant, if you will, they put him at, was just too much. They had to put him in a spot where they could get in and get him out without having to like kill.
Kill everybody.
It's like
Yeah.
it wasn't that he was at a base; it's that the base was wide open and laid out in a way that they had to use stealth and do it all, where they could have had it,
They were doing stealth in the middle of the day, walking without crouching.
Yeah, and like again, the cartoony thing. The one Nazi sees him does like a literal double take.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
What?
I can't get the words out.
Like-
But professor.
And then he's
Professor in the
yeah.
front, right?
It's
Shut
like it was
up, ensign.
It was totally like those cartoon things where the guy's like, "What is it?" And he's like, like just spit it out. Ghost.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, wow, like it's just too much. And like,
Yeah.
like I like making Nazis look stupid too, but it comes at the expense of like any kind of
fun
danger.
movie.
Yeah, but
It's
it's better. I think it's better if they come off as arrogant and incompetent rather than
Yes.
like bumbling and
For sure.
incompetent. Yeah.
I honestly, I don't even want arrogant and incompetent. I like it when they seem like they're arrogant and they think they have everything planned out and they're like have all the cards and then they get
And they
it
get
all gets
fucked.
flipped on them and then they
Yeah.
get fucked and you're like, nice fucker,
Yeah.
you think you got you stupid fucking
so that's
Nazi.
the thing. Like when it's with Nazis, it's like you want to see them get really like shot off of their high horse.
their
right?
yeah,
I
get their
believe it's
comeuppance.
proper fucked.
Yes.
Yes, proper fuck.
You want to see them get
Exactly.
proper because this just feels like they're killing children,
Yeah, or like
mentally handicapped
mentally-
soldiers.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
And
like
then you just-
abusing people with disabilities
They're
at this
abusing
point.
people. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what it gets to, where you're just kind of like, and it did get to that point where there's like, you know, when he like walks up to the 3 guys and he's in the
Electric room.
they're like, yes, sir. No, there's 3 soldiers and they think he's like their
Yeah.
officer
Commanding
or
And
whatever.
Oh,
then
yeah,
Hazy
yeah,
shoots
yeah.
them in slow motion.
And he just goes like boop boop boop, and I'm like, all right, this is almost like too much. Like,
yeah.
now I almost feel bad for these fucking guys. They're like, it's like shooting like
Fish in a barrel.
dogs. They're just
They
too
even
like.
they even have Harry Cavill go, come on, go, and the guy just runs and jumps off.
That was a
the
kid.
boat.
That was like a youngster.
Yeah.
And I got that. But
Yeah,
he should have been shot.
He
That
should have
was a
been
should've
shot.
been shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll who knows? He's the next Hitler.
His name was Gobbles. No, that was too late in the war.
Goebbels
Yeah.
Jr.
Oh yeah, famously the German named their children Junior.
After
Yeah.
their last
Yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
the kids
yeah.
Gobbles Jr. Gobbles.
the kids can call
Yeah.
you
Full name.
Gubju.
Gobbles the second.
Gubby?
Yeah,
So-
I think so. You're talking about fixing this, Matt. I think is just maybe reduce a little bit the numbers of people they go up against at once.
Yep.
Like maybe don't have Anders go through an entire boat with just a bow and arrow and an axe, that might have helped.
I'm not actually mad at that. That's fine.
It's
I think it's
fun,
just.
but
I think the second set piece can all stay. I think it's the first set piece that needs to change.
And I think they can be stealthy, and it can be the same amount of people. It just has to be more tactical, like where they're timing their stealth attacks with the explosions going off. So like they're all like totally thrown off by the explosions, and the gunfire. Like you can't hear where it's coming from because all these explosions are going off, and it's like really tactically planned out. And you're like, oh, these guys are like
magnificent,
and not just like strolling on the beach,
not just like do.
Yeah,
twiddling their thumbs.
Oh, another. Yeah.
He's
like,
I think that would be it. Yeah.
The two times, like even when they assault the prison, their plans change, right? Because they find out that Appleby is going to leave, and that's why they have to attack during the day instead of the night. And so it's like in the second part of the movie, they are like, oh, it's it's fucking, what do they call it? Ironed up or whatever they called the boat, the slime.
Reinforced
to make it.
Yeah. So they couldn't blow it up apparently because it was reinforced, and so that took blowing it up out of. But in the first one, he was leaving, and so it's like it was a problem, but it never, because in the first one they have a problem and they don't blink for a second to stop. They just walk through 40 to 50 Nazi soldiers. When they get to the problem in the second, like at the end of the movie, it's, are they going to be able to solve this? Because like.
Yeah,
it didn't. They killed 50 guys with like 5 guys. Like, okay, they could have killed everybody in the base.
Not
better
only,
if they didn't know it was reinforced until they got there.
Yeah,
and then they had to
scramble.
Then it's like, oh no, the plan's not going to plan. We have to like scramble. Yeah, because everything just goes so perfectly the whole time.
Yeah.
The more we talk about this, the more I think Chris was right on the money. Like because that whole scene in the base when they rescue Applebee's is exactly how it goes in a game. Like it's like there's no way that this will work in real life, but one person goes in, kills an entire base, walks with the guy out, and they don't even get shot or hurt or anything. None of them.
No.
Other than Applebee's nipples, everybody was fine.
At the end of the movie,
I mean
Irishman
in that
gets
scene.
shot in the shoulder.
I mean in that scene.
Yeah,
sure.
But don't look. Come on, the nipples were. There were some fallen soldiers there.
Really? Those were the only casualties. Moment of silence.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's just.
Say, can you?
They're English, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. That's true.
Say, oi, you say.
Oi, say, can you see in it?
Oi, say, can you see it? By the king's burning lights.
It is God Save the King, technically, but close enough. That sounded like it.
What so proudly we hail.
The accent goes away again.
That's really bad. Michael Caine.
It's becoming very Cockney.
Michael Cocaine.
Michael Caine.
Wow.
Let's
famously the Cockney rhyming slang for the British anthem. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask some fun questions here, if you don't mind. Mr.
I'll allow it.
Gus March Phillips.
That's the
chicken joint.
Don't tell him.
No.
The chicken joint dinner.
Major? Did you say Major Gus Phillips?
I didn't say
I
Major.
said major chicken joint entrepreneur.
That doesn't help me very much.
I know.
No.
Gus Phillips was Henry Cavill.
Gus March Phillips was Henry Cavill.
Yes.
That is correct.
Nice.
Congratulations. I want to know what got him thrown in the brig. What got him military jailed?
You're talking about at the beginning of the movie.
Yep. I know what got him jailed at the end of the movie. I watched it. I like you.
I think that he was stealing.
Okay.
Cigars?
No. Well, he was stole cigars in the movie, but the reason he was in jail is because he was stealing weapons from the British to read so he could use it in his off the books missions to kill mentally challenged Nazis.
Oh my god!
Okay.
So is that Schindler's other list? Is what you're getting at?
yeah.
Schindler's
Yeah, Schindler's other list.
Someone should make that movie.
Yeah, that'll go over well.
Yeah.
That's the prequel to this movie, Schindler's
Oh,
other
Yeah.
list.
Instead of Liam Neeson, you get Gilbert Gottfried to play
Oh my.
Schindler.
Okay, Rip.
I got a list.
You know who's on it?
Where are those people?
It's a list of Nazis. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, it's
No,
gone.
I had it.
Wow.
I was the physical embodiment of him for a second.
I think this list should you. I had it.
No, you don't have it. You don't have it.
No, that was just like, I guess, Christopher Walken with like some sort of a mental disease. Or something.
Thank you, actually.
Oh, I got a list.
I would watch that movie.
Another list.
Oh wow, so many Jews.
Schindler made a list. No,
Mine.
I got another
mine
list
is so much.
for you.
It's better.
My list for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch that movie.
Phillips was in the brig because he assumed.
Who?
Oh Lord! Okay, shit. So Phillips went undercover against orders. Like he abandoned the current mission, the mission he had at the time, and he went undercover, assuming the identity is Frederick Lichtenstein, as a mute professor for economics, trigonometry, and puppetry.
At the same time.
That's all.
Those three at the same time.
Three at the same time. And so he did this behind enemy lines in Germany because he was trying to pick up whatever intel possible because he's mad. And he also wanted to get some really good.
Oh.
He wanted to get some good. He wanted to get himself like a right kegger or two, right? So, anyways, the only reason why he was thrown in the brig is because he did not bring his imperial set of set squares, T-squares, and rulers. And so when you work under His Majesty's pleasure, there are certain rules and guidelines you need to follow.
You're all wrong. He was thrown in prison because during one of his missions he didn't stop killing mentally challenged Nazis to drink the cup of tea at 5 o'clock. He's British. That's a crime. He was
Why are we attacking? Like, why are we attacking the mentally challenged? Like,
No, we're attacking the Nazis.
No, the Nazis. To be a Nazi,
Okay,
you're
but
mentally challenged. That's just fact.
This is what I want to say here. We don't need to give them the word mentally challenged.
they were.
You just call them Nazis?
The
Yeah,
Nazis.
they're
Fair enough. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Like now you're sympathizing the enemy.
No,
yeah, I could see that.
but yeah, okay. So he didn't take the time from his
They're not
Nazi
mentally
killing.
challenged. They're
Shut up! We're past that. So he stopped killing Nazis. He didn't stop killing Nazis enough to have the 5 o'clock tea. That's why he was in.
That is a capital punishment.
Yeah.
All right. Fair. We'll move on. I just want to point out for Spencer and Chris, his name is Gus March Phillips. March Phillips is his last name. It's not March isn't his middle name.
I thought March was a nickname.
No, his last name is
my
March
God.
Phillips.
Did you watch this movie?
I
They show
did.
his name. They show his name written down.
Yeah,
on the
a
screen at the
a
end.
couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't read.
Read.
No shit.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Just full stop. I don't read.
I don't read. How? This is an important
How did you
question.
get your house? No, I'm just kidding.
How? That's not. We don't. No,
We
one
don't
knows.
know.
Carry on.
This is not in
carry
the
on,
movie. We
carry
don't care.
I don't know. Stolen Nazi gold. What was the incident that caused Applegard's nipple tolerance to grow so high?
Ooh.
Because when they show up there, he's been attached to this car battery long enough to make his nipples bleed, and he's having a great time.
The crazy thing is they didn't even put those on him.
Yeah. He's like, oh no, don't torture me.
Yes,
Whatever you do, don't put. Here, let
He
me
brought
help
them
you.
himself.
Here, use these. I hate.
I
them.
can see that.
They ripped his shirt open to start torturing him, and they're already there.
Oh, he brought the clamps with him,
Yeah,
As part of,
These
okay.
clips,
I can see that.
never leave the
these
home
clamps
without
and I
him.
go way
I think
back.
that's all true. Yeah, but so how did he get
Right.
there? What happened in his life to cause him to always have nipple clamps?
He likes the smell of burning
Don't kink
flesh.
shame the man. Yeah,
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just asking a
He likes the
question.
smell of burning flesh. Since he can't consume bacon. He's got to. There's a workaround.
Let him
Jewish?
There's a workaround.
Is he
Let him
Jewish? Is
cook.
that why?
I didn't say
Let
that.
him cook his bacon nipples. Let him
Listen.
cook.
Let him cook his bacon.
Not halal.
He can't, since he can't have bacon. It's the greasiness that just like gives him
Sure.
the ick, right? So it's like, well, maybe there's a way I can wean myself back onto bacon, because who doesn't want bacon bangers and mash, right? So he's like, you know what? Between missions, I think to like, not only am I microdosing a variety of poisons to make sure that I don't succumb to torture, I think I got to get ahead of
Sure.
the game by micro shocking my tits, and
Okay.
and I'm gonna start on 10.
Okay. A couple of
They're
questions.
not allowed, but go on.
Just
go
a
on.
couple.
There will be no follow-up question.
No, this is
The
a
comments
talk
are
now.
closed. Okay, go on.
What do you think bangers are?
Sausages, aren't they?
Made out of
Potatoes,
Made of bacon?
potatoes.
Wait,
They're made out of
wait.
potatoes.
sausages made out of
Do you
potatoes?
see? Do you see his conundrum?
Mm.
If I don't acknowledge your logic, all of my statements remain true.
You've somehow defeated me, sir.
If I don't interact with reality, you can't prove me wrong.
If I don't see it, it's not illegal.
I
I can't
reject
fault
your
that
reality
logic.
and
Yeah.
substitute
I
my own.
rebuke
Well
your
played, sir.
reality, sir.
Moving past you. Anybody else want to give me an answer?
You can try.
I mean, I liked Chris's one sane comment that he was
Which
trying
one?
to prep his pain
What
tolerance in
episode
case he
was
was
that?
in case he was ever not the potato sausage one, the other thing.
Pending.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clarify. a
Hot
little
board
bit
and plot
more.
Yeah,
holes
okay.
trademarks potato sausages.
Like I liked, he was like he's always thinking of how they might torture him if he was ever caught, so he's always prepping himself. So, when he's hanging around house, he puts the clippers that hang the laundry on his nips. He'll do some shock therapy to himself to increase his tolerance.
Mental
He'll
capacity.
cut.
So he has like a little bit of like an anti-torture kink or something.
Why does it have to be a kink, though?
I mean, you're the one making it
Yeah.
sexual.
Yeah,
Yes, he was erect the whole time,
Yes,
but
yes, I am.
the
I
fact
don't
that
know
he
what
was
the problem is.
the fact he was rock hard during this doesn't mean it's sexual.
No, that's part of that. That's actually part of the torture prevention. If you're
Right.
rock hard, they can't torture your penis. Everyone knows that.
It's a defense mechanism.
And
also- If scientifically you can't if it arouses you, it's not
not
actually
torture. It's not torture. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Now you're
So when they
into
torture him, they're like, he's like, little
He's aroused.
suckers. This is my
Yeah.
kink. You've played into my
Trap
hand.
card activated.
something. Yeah, but I'm the one making it sexual though.
Yeah, you are. It's not sexual. It's to defend against being
Power
tortured.
of sex.
No, yeah,
With
it's not.
sex.
It's not
With
sexual,
sex.
but when they torture him, they're making it
So
sexual.
then it comes
Exactly.
back to
I see.
chakra channeling, in a way.
It does.
Maybe.
How?
We just explained it. We read.
I believe Chris firmly stated no follow-up
Exactly.
questions.
That's fair.
I thought that was
my
clear.
Bad. That's my bad.
You're forgiven. You're
Yeah.
forgiven.
Yeah, he said it clearly. All right. Anybody else have any?
No, how can I follow any of that?
can't.
It's a
The
very
comments
valid
are
point. We're gonna move on. Let's go with something a little bit easier here. Who do you think is hottest for Hitler in this movie?
That's so easy.
Heinrich
Oh.
Löhr or Admiral Pound?
More like Admiral Get Pound, am I right?
Yeah, boy.
Um,
I don't know.
I'm gonna just take a guess and say Admiral Pound.
Mm-hmm.
was Winston Churchill. No. But seriously, Admiral Pound was which guy?
He was in office. He was in the office
Yeah,
trying to stop
it was
the
the
operation.
guy who goes talk to Carrie Elves.
He was the
about-
bad. The
He
one who was like,
evil, but
One
he
of
was
them,
like
right?
against the
Yeah.
mission.
the one who was like, so let's all salute to the Nazis. It'll be fine. That guy.
Yeah, one of them. Yes.
What?
Okay.
Let's salute.
And Lure is Stiglitz.
Yeah, no, fucking Admiral Pound is the guy that says we're gonna tell the Parliament that you're doing this, and we're gonna get
And
you
we're gonna
kicked out of
remove you
being-
from the office. Yeah.
Oh,
being prime
yeah.
minister.
So he was clearly pro-Nazi, and so therefore he was hot for Hitler.
Hence the question. You
Got
son
it.
of a bitch.
Okay. I just wanted to make clear to the audience who
Matt,
we're talking about, not
it's
for
hard
me.
to answer
for the
your
audience.
questions when you haven't watched the movie.
No,
It's true.
I told you this is for the audience. Now they know.
I'm super excited for when we ever watch Inglourious Bastards, and Spencer's like, "Why is Lure in this movie?
Yeah,
Why is no one
Lure in
saying his
this
name?"
movie?
Yeah, no, the hottest. There's no way that anyone is more hot for Hitler than Admiral Pound. He wanted to be taken to Pound Town,
Great job.
and
I'm certain no one else has made that joke.
We
Nope.
will suck them.
I invented it,
Very original.
and I
We will
patented
suck
it.
them between the sheets. We will fuck them in the kitchen. We will
Between the thighs.
and
And we'll suck
we
them on the
will cut
beaches.
them,
And
we
we'll
will
suck
cut
them
the
on...
balls and swallow the gravy.
Yeah, I believe that's word for word
know?
his speech to the Parliament.
What's the rest of that speech? And there will be. There's an ending to that. Okay.
We shall
Thanks, guys.
never surrender.
Yeah.
We shall never. We will never succumb. Period.
No.
You know what? Why'd you have to?
You
no.
ruined it.
I killed it. I take
It was
full
good.
responsibility for that.
was
Luciano
good.
did.
I
No.
did.
Really?
I did. Luciano that hard.
The one time I didn't do it.
No,
Luciano, it's not your fault. I'm saying I Luciano
Spencer.
did.
Not my
Luciano
fault.
did.
Yeah, it's not
my
your fault.
Not my fault.
Fuck all three of you.
But yeah, I think he wanted to be gently caressed.
I think he just wanted to be pound. Hey!
We already now you Luciano'd it.
Yeah, of course.
Only in
I had to. If you're gonna do it,
There
do
you
it
go.
right.
I mean, you could not. That's also not.
Because I would say Lure, but I don't think Lure
bedroom.
had any
No.
sexual anything. I think he just wanted to. I think with the main girl, he was like, "I'm going to torture you and kill you because you're turned out to be a spy." But I think that was his plan all along. Even if he was,
I mean, I think maybe he would have let her put on stilettos and stomp on his dick a bit, but then the torture.
And then he would put stilettos and stomp on her dick.
oh, he's on the Applebee method. He's on the
Yeah,
Applebee
of course.
sauce, eh?
Of course.
The applesauce.
Hey.
Gotcha.
That's what comes out of his dick. I
Ah.
This is a World War II movie.
Somewhere along his like practice for torture, now he shoots applesauce at his dick.
It's,
Everybody knows it's a known side effect.
This segment is brought to you by Mott's Applesauce.
I thought you were gonna say Applebee's.
Paid for by the
Applebee's now serving Mott's applesauce. Limited time.
I gotta ask you a different question to cleanse our palates. How is the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfarers? How do they stay so positive all the time? Nothing seems to get them down.
Well, there's an old saying: if you love what you do, you
You never,
never
work a day in your life.
life. And these guys do love killing Nazis.
They certainly do.
That and the speed,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and the PCP doesn't hurt. I think that combination. That's
Do you
what
think
I live my life by.
Do you think speed makes you happy?
No,
It's
speed
working
makes
for
them
me.
happy.
Okay.
It makes them
That's fair.
happy, and that's very different.
Yeah.
I think
Bad
it-
mouth
I
and
think-
speed.
They
Watch
like to
yourself.
watch the Keanu Reeves vehicle. Sandra Bullock's speed.
yeah. That's exactly what I meant.
That's the speed you're talking about.
They
yeah.
I was
watched
just checking.
the movie that was made 45 years after this takes place every day before mission.
If Tom Cruise can go back in time to kill Hitler and Valkyrie, I didn't watch it, then I assume they can have this tape.
That's exactly what happens. Yeah, for sure.
They're just like killing Nazis. Can't go over 60 miles per hour. Dennis Hopper. I don't know anything else really. Is there a famous line from Speed?
Yeah.
I have a need for speed. No, that's the wrong.
That's the wrong movie.
The bus that couldn't slow down.
No, I think that's it. What about Speed Kills? No,
That's not in the
No.
movie.
Yeah,
oh, and all these things were fucking.
of course. Every single thing that we said was.
You fucking dicks. No, okay, so
So
Speed.
it's a combination of Psychosis and Speed.
Yeah, the movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Got it.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
Great. Luciano, do you have an answer for that?
I just gave you one.
But that was Spencer's answer.
Yeah, it's the same.
Oh, okay, great. Chris, do you want to give a
Give it a
different
shot?
answer for how the ministry stays so positive?
Yeah, I think the it's quite simple and it's biological. It involves skipping and prancing from point A to point B. See, the movie was shooting and giving us the position, mostly stationary, either stationary positions or killing positions, but we want to know how they stay so positive. So from either one end of the boat to the other, or once they've docked and they're like doing their thing, they're prancing, they're skipping. You get to you can cover a lot of distance skipping than walking or crawling, but that's also not necessary because this execution of this mission is on story mode. So
Right, and skipping is famously quiet versus
Yes.
running.
Just like
Completely.
shooting guns.
Yeah.
like
Chris,
I have
one
a
other
question.
You both have questions.
I have a follow-up question for you.
no further
please.
questions.
I'm the question asker, so
As Chris's attorney, I'd like to say we're moving on.
okay, so that's one comment then I need to make. When it comes to skipping in the water, what motions are made to do that?
So I will answer that question, but when seafaring, they're skipping from one end of the boat to the other. But in the water, that's it involves a lot of pelvic thrusting. So one might try to tread water by like egg beating their legs and then moving their arms in sort of like an out and in gesture. But in order to prance, skip in the water, you must thrust with your hips and then engage your spirit fingers.
Objection.
On either side.
A badgering the witness. I'd like to shut up, Chris. We're taking this. It's a mistrial. My client has nothing else to say.
Under duress.
Sidebar. Sidebar, Your Honor.
Can I come with you? Can I come with you? Oh, gosh.
Like to plead not guilty due to reason of insanity. I don't think anyone will have any problems with this.
Your Honor, are you open to lure sexual favors?
Denied.
Gosh darn it.
Pop quiz, hotshot. There's a bomb on a bus. Once the bus goes 50 miles an hour, the bomb is armed. If it drops below 50, it blows up. What do you do? What do you do?
You skip.
And prance.
And prance.
There you have it. Hey,
I'm sorry, Spencer. You look like you wanted a real question.
what was the most popular costume at the Nazi commander party? Besides Marjorie's Cleopatra costume.
You know the big
Frankenstein?
no, the big Jew costume from Borat that lays the egg. The beginning of Borat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I think that costume was pretty popular.
Okay.
I could say it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've seen Borat.
That's what it takes.
That's what it takes. Obviously, Clifford the Big Red Dog was pretty popular.
Pikachu. I was gonna
Can
say.
you pick anything that would have been
Pikachu?
actually
Yeah.
from the time frame? Just one.
Charlie Chaplin.
Okay, Z Pikachu.
Thanos.
Z Pikachu?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Z Pikachu.
Yeah, it's a Pikachu. It's a German monster. Yeah.
Pika fire!
I don't.
Pikachu Heil!
Pig's higher.
Schnell, Pika, schnell.
So obviously,
Jigglypuff.
I mean, Mr. Mime is definitely the biggest Nazi of all the Pokemon.
You heard it here first, folks.
Listen, y'all didn't know. It's not a conspiracy theory.
That's a
Mr.
fact.
Mime?
No, it's
Wait.
Pikachu. Pikachu's
no, it was
tail is one of the S's of SS.
No,
Come on.
I mean that's
Come on.
fair, but it was originally Mr. Nine.
Oh.
He changed his name when he moved to Argentina.
Oh no! Grandpa moved to
BBL
Argentina.
Mime. BBL Mime. Yeah.
Okay.
Charlie Chaplin and the Three Stooges.
You think they're rocking Three Stooges costumes? Those guys are thinking of three Jewish men.
They can pull it off really easily, as we've seen.
Well,
I'm sorry, you picked the Jew costume from Borat.
Yeah, but
No,
we're
but that was
outlined.
because they're not. But they're like, you think they like the Three Stooges? They were like, I hate the Jews, but they're funny. The Three
Thank you
Stooges.
for-
I don't know why
thank
the
you for-
Nazis are now Jewish.
see, you understand.
I like
Also-
the Stooges. They're
Also,
funny.
I'm pretty sure
know,
Larry was Jewish.
They've got
as well.
chutzpah.
Yeah, they got chutzpah.
Motu. Yeah.
Currently, I think we got all the costumes they could possibly wear.
Oh, I'm just getting started. No.
They also wear potato
Popeye.
Tang?
a potato bratwurst sauce costume as well.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Someone's got to do that. Someone's got to represent for the sausage.
You talking
Party.
about bangers and mash? Potato
Talking
filled
about-
sausages?
I said bratwurst, but sure. Let's go with
It's,
bangers.
mashed bangers. Is that what it is?
Mashers.
Mashing bangers?
Mashers.
Banging mashers?
Massages.
Oh, no.
No, we're moving on.
Matt, please.
Denied.
You are fucking welcome.
Denied.
Ungrateful bunch of some of my
Wait, no,
bitches.
Chris, we rest your honor.
Denied.
Wait, you denied us
denied
resting
the
the case?
You want us to keep going? Don't
I'm
mind
out
if
of
we
line.
do.
Hey,
Have
why
you
would
ever had a sausage with a potato
Denied.
in it?
No.
why
Case
You cut
closed.
the potato open.
denied? What would Larson do with the barrel of Nazi hearts?
What you need to do, you hollow out the potato
Denied.
first, and then you push the sausage in without consent. No
nope.
permission.
Whoa,
too far.
Hey man, that's too far.
Yeah, that is too far.
Listen,
Wait till Luciano.
Always, you
That's
always
not
gotta
gonna be-
get consent.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be any potato abuse.
they're
here.
vegetables and
Yeah,
sausages.
doesn't matter. Vegetables are people.
I denied you for a very good reason.
You should have. Did you hear what Luciano just said?
Hold on.
You brought this on
Vegetables are
yourself.
people.
I'd like to call mercy upon the judge. My client is,
Please,
is
please,
as
Your
I
Honor.
said, pled insanity,
Please, Lord.
and we
Lord?
beg for the court's forgiveness.
Lord?
Counselor,
Yes,
answer this question.
Okay.
What would Larson do with a bunch of hearts?
he'd
Sorry,
barbecue.
Lassen.
He'd make
barbecue.
he'd make
Brazilian?
massages.
Sorry, what?
Did you just say Brazilian butt lifts?
No, I said he'd make
BBL
massages.
massages. Yeah.
No, I think he's not going to eat them.
Why not?
Why not?
What's
some-
a good
put some-
Dutch?
Some garlic
Dutch,
powder
right?
on it. No, he's Danish.
Danish,
Did
sorry,
you watch
Danish.
this fucking
Same,
movie?
same.
Same. He'd make him into Danish. What is a famous Dane food?
Man.
I don't
Cook?
think there is. Danish? Like pastry?
Wait
He'd
for
make
it.
he'd make heart Danishes.
Yeah?
What do we got here? We've got rye bread. It's the only thing I can pronounce on this list.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
sounds
leave it
about
at that. So he'd have it over rye bread.
I'm not really sure. Perfect. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the O with the line through it.
I'm not sure.
I believe it's ooh.
Yeah, I think it's ooh, but I'm not
Ooh?
sure.
So smørbrød, which is
Sounds pretty good.
open-faced sandwiches.
Oh, so hard on rye.
Oh, you know what? A Danish pastry, wienerbrød.
So he'd have some wienerbrød with sour sauce.
Yeah.
and with some
smorgasbords.
with some nitty hearts on the side.
The podcast apologizes to the Dutch, the Swedish, and everyone in between the Danes.
I did put a line to the A Nazi.
The Nazi.
Nazi hurts.
You know what I like about this podcast? We're offending every culture.
Yeah,
So,
You got
safe.
equal
to.
opportunity.
We play by the South Park rules, okay?
Yeah, nobody's safe.
yeah. Also, you can have rugbrød, which is rye bread, apparently.
No, I told you we're having Nazi hearts on rugbrød.
Nazi hurts and
I'm
rugbrød.
not. I'm just not. For a moment, I thought I wanted to, but like
That's so
the three of you
stupid.
got all bases covered.
How have
All of it.
I not been denied? That's my question.
Chris is denied.
Oh,
Moving
sorry.
on.
And I ignore the denying.
Last-
That's the
Denied.
Denied.
See?
Any more questions? No, there's no more questions. Let's fucking wrap this shit up.
Oh, I wonder why.
No further questions, Your Honor. No
Unrelated.
further questions, Your Honor.
We're gonna wrap this shit up. So let's go through our standard rating system. S is the top. F is the bottom. There's letters in between. Let's go with Chris. Welcome back. Rank this movie.
For a second, you were like, there are letters in between.
We lost
as if
Spencer.
Spencer, who played.
God.
We lost him. He's
played-
dead. He's gone.
He's actually awake, Spencer, so that's really good.
Okay, I'm
Yes. No, keep it going. Let it happen. Just let it cook.
No,
Not see.
he's gone.
See.
He's good. He's good.
so stupid. I'm sorry. Rugbrød. Nazi fruit.
The Nazi brood.
It sounds like the competitor to Juicy Fruit.
Hey man,
Oh
answer
my
the
God.
question.
I
Rank this
will.
fucking
Don't
movie.
trust. Just like listen. Come on, son.
Denied.
So,
Rank the movie.
No, you were denied my rating. Anyways, the movie was a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I actually, I think it goes against the grain based on like our conversation alone. Like, we expected certain things to happen with like a romance that was thrown in willy nilly, and like in the real story, or in the true events, the Marge Phillips, and Marjorie Stewart, they end up getting married. And they easily could have foreshadowed that. They didn't do that. They stuck to the beats that mattered. And overall, even though we've identified like an interesting, you could call it a flaw, like this story, like this playing this game, going through this story on story mode, this movie, on story mode. The lack of difficulty, it was still fun. So, and it was funny in parts, and I was hooked as soon as the set pieces and like the dialogue really just let everything gel together. And that's like good cooking. That's good cinematic cooking right there. So for me, and I heartily encourage that you take a big old fucking bite of this Nazi rugbrød.
He was holding on so well, Chris. Why would you do this to him?
Listen, the more you crack, the more we get laugh attacks. And so my rating for this is, I would say a B for me.
Yeah, all right. Spencer, can you
Yeah.
get it done?
Can you manage?
Push
Yeah,
him.
sorry. I don't know
Push
why that
him.
got me so bad. The this movie was good, but it was also very flawed because of the silliness that it chose to be. I just don't know if that worked in the story it was trying to tell. But it was also well made, and I did laugh and enjoy the Nazi killing. So I give it I'll give it I'm torn right between two. I'm gonna give it a C. I was torn between B and C, not C and D for anyone wondering.
Yeah.
And it's a C.
That's fair. Luciano.
It's basically what Chris and Spencer said. Like, for all the flaws and all the lack of stakes, it was well acted. It was well written. Like, the dialogue was fun. It was engaging. Even though there were no stakes, it was still entertaining to watch, and it was a fun experience. I I think if they manage to make it a little bit less silly and a little bit less sort of like in the air, I guess I can say it. It would be an A, but as it was, I think it was a solid B. Like I would watch it again just for the fun of it. So that would be my grade B.
All right. I will echo what you all said. Essentially, fun movie. Had a good time. Enjoyed watching the movie. Characters are fun. Story is a bit waning at points. I think I'm with Spencer. I would give it a C. I don't know if I would watch it again, start to finish. I think there are some scenes that are fun, but the movie kind of drags. I've seen it. I don't know what I'd watch it for again. So that gets me a C versus a B. But good movie. I say you should watch it. So we have watched The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and
We did.
Yeah.
yeah, with the Nutsis. we're gonna watch another Nutsi theme movie. We are going with 2018's, I believe. 2018's Overlord.
Yes, exactly.
I think that is the what is it? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, it is, and it's more of like a horror movie / like a thriller.
Did he direct it?
I think so.
I feel
No,
like he just produced it.
Just
he produced it. The director is Julius Avery. But it stars, let's see here. It stars the fake Captain America from the TV show.
Oh, that guy. Russell, right?
Wyatt Russell, yeah.
That's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah. And then it also stars...
Nepo Baby.
Nepo Baby?
It stars Nepo Baby.
It stars Nepo Baby. It stars... what have you seen this guy in? Probably nothing. So I'm just going to give him real name.
That guy.
Jovan Adepo.
Okay.
They got Joe.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, he was in The Three Body Problem and Babylon. Don't worry about it. Anybody else we know? Not really. Let's see if our guy is in here. No.
Dude, Janice?
Our guy.
Hugh Stiglitz is not in this movie.
I thought you were looking for Jamis.
Javis is also not in this movie. So we're gonna watch Overlord. It'll be fun. It's listen, I'll give it to you straight. The Nazis are doing some weird shit because that's what Nazis do. So we're gonna go along for the ride.
Yep.
Woot.
All right. Next week, Overlord. We'll see you there. Bye.
You see, the key to the downfall of the Nazis in this movie was that they all attended Nazi-deprived